Is this the one right here? Okay. We'll check it out because apparently this video is really, really good. And I really like Warren videos, so this is going to be perfect. All right. Here we go, guys.
Piers Morgan did it again.
Piers Morgan just ended another liberal politician's career live on there, which is fucking hilarious because Piers Morgan has gotten into fights with people before over like being because I don't know how what his position is now, but before he was pretty anti-gun, and he got into an argument. He got into many arguments with people like Ben Shapiro. Like, I mean, one of the most infamous ones is fucking Ben Shapiro versus Piers Morgan, like really old debate. So it's actually kind of funny just seeing like Piers kind of shitting on people on the left now. But you know, that is like one thing I do respect about Piers. He's very he kind of does give people room to speak, and he actually does like hit pretty hard on like to everybody. He's not really like only one side focused. He's kind of like he does whatever he goes after whatever's retarded basically, which I really like that. He thinks for himself. Yeah, exactly. And even if I don't agree with him on stuff, he's not like completely partisan, right? Spicy Kylo, thank you so much for the bits. Thank you. Funny thing is, some of those queens you call aren't even women. SMH. All right, here we go.
Did another Democrat politician. This is so shocking because this is someone running for governor of California.
Dude, why is it always these people running? Like, there was one last time, the other person was California too, right? The person that got absolutely fucking shitted on, the one that Karen'd out. The one that Karen'd out was also from California. Yeah, California fucking morons, dude, for real, man. I don't know how it's possible, dude. Like, I'm telling you, California used to be really nice. I'm just being real. Like, I mean, as nice as a city could be, San Francisco was really nice. It was still a city, but it wasn't a fucking total shithole, right? You could go there with your family on the weekends and not have to worry about your car getting broken into. Like, it wasn't like as crazy as it is now. And like, I hear these, and by the way, guys, this isn't just like shit I heard on the news. This is shit I heard from actual people that still live there, because I know people that still, a lot of my family lives in California still. So I still know, like, I still hear all the time about it. My dad was just telling me the other day that these people had a death in the family, right? These people had a death in the family, and the family came to California to go to the funeral, right? And the church was like, you know, they did a collection. They like pulled in a bunch of money to give to the family, because they were like, oh, you know, like they're having a hard time right now. And then so churches do as churches do, and everybody pitched in the money to like help out that family. So the family got the money. And as they were transporting it, they were like, yo, we should go stop by an In-N-Out and get food. And then someone broke into their car and stole all their luggage, including the cash. Isn't that fucking crazy? Yeah. It's fucking insane. California is fucking crazy, bro. Yeah, Cuckafornistan for sure.
Are you suggesting that you would allow trans athletes to compete in women's sport in the Olympics if you were governor?
Well, I think
did you at least get a cool knife out of it? I don't know. I don't really know like the conclusion of that story. I just know about that part because my dad was complaining to me about California. My dad was telling me how California is fucking insane and like everybody's crazy in California. Like just the corruption is crazy. Like just the levels of corruption of like local government, like even small government corruption is out of control. It's actually crazy. I can't tell you like all about it because I don't want to like tell you guys like where my family lives, obviously, but like there were places that had like just insane corruption that just completely like fucked over like entire cities.
This is someone running for governor of California.
So are you suggesting that you would allow trans athletes?
California has a lot in common with the Amazon rainforest, both in life and brightly colored toxic light. That's so true. That's so true. Cuckafornistan, man.
Running for governor of California.
So are you suggesting that you would allow trans athletes to compete in women's sport in the Olympics if you were governor?
Well, I think there's still a lot of discussion that needs to happen.
This is the conversation. It's happening right now.
Yes.
They are now part of, I mean, they have been through a transition, a physical transition, and I do believe
That
that
doesn't
they should
change.
be able to participate with other female.
That doesn't change. That doesn't change the fact that they have a physical advantage, right? Like if you wake up in the morning tomorrow, if a person who is like a full on biological male goes, oh, I'm trans now, I want to transition tomorrow, that doesn't mean that all of a sudden your physical advantages disappear. And even like on hormones, like for a lot of these athletes, even if you were to make the argument that female hormones like will gradually like lower that, it doesn't. But even if you were to make the argument that it completely, at some point, will be indistinguishable due to hormonal, like replacement, it doesn't do it that fast. So you have like people who are getting into it, and they have like all of the advantages of male puberty, and then they take female hormones for like, I don't know, 6 months. That's still not enough time to like shift those. Even if you were to say, and I'm not saying that's the case, but I'm saying even if you were to argue that at some point in the future it would even out, it is not that fast. It's not even remotely that fast. Like you're gonna need like probably 10 years to even get even close, if even close at all, because a lot of those like kind of skeletal structure differences and like all those like muscle differences are like already there from it.
Athletes.
Wow.
Tomorrow I could decide that I'm a woman and therefore compete as a woman.
Yeah, and the crazy thing is that's not even what they're arguing. I'm giving them the most generous argument, right? This isn't even the argument they're making. The argument they're making is that if you say that you're a woman right now, exactly right now, and that's it. And you should be able to participate in the Olympics right now, like tomorrow. And that's not even what I'm saying.
And there would be no physical transition required.
But my question is whether you think they should compete in women's sport in the Olympics, because it's coming to LA, so it's relevant.
Yeah, that's true.
I think transgender female athletes are women athletes, and they should be able to compete.
Really?
Okay, so there it is.
Doubling down on that.
Men who transition to women are female.
And again, guys, again, I disagree with a lot of people in chat on this. I do sympathize with trans people. The thing is it is an imposition. It is an imposition on society to like actually try to insert themselves into women's sports, because the reason women's sports exist are because of the physical differences between men and women. Because if they're gonna play this game, then why not just advocate for co-ed sports? Why even have women's sports at this point? And if that's what they want to do, I think that's intellectually honest, at least. To say like, oh, just fuck women's sports. Like, fuck it. Like, let's just do like co-ed sports. And then women will never be competitive again in any sort of physical activity that isn't like gymnastics or something. Like they won't be competitive at all in any of it. Anything that's like non-performative. Women could still do well in like figure skating or something like that. But like anything that's actually like based on like a physical attribute difference, there's no way women can compete. And that's the reason we have split men and women's sports. And I've said this before, I'll say it again. I have no problem with there being weird people in society. I'm weird. I have a lot of friends who are weird. There's nothing wrong with that. But you have to understand, you have to temper your impositions on society as a whole. Because, and I think it's your responsibility, because it's mutual respect. You have to temper your impositions on society, and society is therefore going to be respectful and understanding of you. It's not a one-way street. This isn't like I'm this, I don't give a fuck what you say, and I'm doing whatever the fuck I want. That's not how this works. And I think that's the problem that's turning a lot of people against LGBT stuff is just the sheer fucking really malice, like the sheer malice in like imposing on society and just not giving a fuck, saying like I do whatever the fuck I want and you will fucking like it. And the response that you're seeing lately is people saying, you know what? I'm not gonna like it. Fuck you. This isn't gonna go anywhere good. And again, like the thing is too, is we're talking about like a minority here. Where do they think this is gonna go? Shai says, if you're asking the rest of society to see things at your perspective, you have to be able to look at yourself from society's perspective. Exactly. That's exactly what I'm saying. And that's like the problem I have with a lot of these people. Is like they don't give a shit about society and they just impose they impose on society to a level that is unignorable. People are rightfully pissed about the mandated behavior push on them, says Kamandas. 100%. I agree. Which is again, this is why I'm against all of this stuff, right? I already know a lot of like streamers and people I know who are like pro LGBT. They'd be fucking furious at me for having this opinion. But it's just it's just that's what, guys, what I'm saying is the only way to achieve harmony. If you tell the majority of people, you know, the normal people in society, I'm going to use that word, that's going to piss people off, I don't care. If you're going to tell the normal people in society, fuck you, I do what I want, bitch, and you're going to fucking like it, at some point they're going to say, no. How about no? And you're seeing this happen like right now in real time. Right? Like we went from like a society that was basically okay with gay people. It was okay with trans people. In general, like people were okay with it. And now you're having a situation where people are like wilding out, overimposing, and now people are saying, and they're saying like, you will respect who I am. You will respect me. And then society says, no thanks, sir. That's basically what's happening. Don't hate me. Hate the game and hate what happened. Hate your dumb place. Don't hate me. I'm just describing reality. I'm telling you exactly what happened because that's what happened. I have no problem against gay people. I have no problem against trans people. But the crazy people in those communities fucked it up for everybody. Because they can't fucking control them. They can't control themselves. Basically. They have had unlimited levels of imposition. The truth is society was very patient to these people. I'm just being real. Tell me that's not the truth. Society was very, very patient towards these people. And obviously there are some people who just, they've hated trans people and gay people all along. Obviously there's people like that, right? But society as a whole was very patient. And they kept taking, and they kept taking, and they kept taking and never giving. And people just got fed up with it. And that's like the world we live in right now. And that you can't put that genie back in the bottle. It's going to take years and years and years to rebuild that trust. That trust is broken between society and the outliers of society. The trust is completely broken. And that's my observation of things. I've seen people, I've seen some of my friends in real time who were pretty supportive and they like really liked, they were supportive of like LGBT stuff. I seen them in real time go from like supportive people to like, yo, fuck these people. I seen it in real time over like a period of like 5 years. Them go full on like, yeah, these people are fucking dickheads. Fuck them. I'm so tired of it. I'm so tired of them calling me like, you know, like homophobic, transphobic, whatever, phobic, racist, whatever. I'm fucking sick of it. Fuck them. Yeah.
Athletes.
So if you were governor of California, you would support biological males who identify as women competing in women's sport in the Olympics.
These fucking dumbass Karens, they fucked everything up. They're stupid oh my God, dude. I'm sorry, I'm ranting like so hard because this actually pisses me off a lot. These fucking people, these like allies or whatever, not only just the allies, but also the fucking buff people, you know what I mean? The buffs, the people that cast the buffs. These people have been using this to climb on top of each other for the last 10 years, where 15 years really, where they basically like, I'm the most tolerant. No, I'm the most tolerant. Actually, I'm the most tolerant. Fucking all the way up, fucking Tower of Babel style, fucking climbing on top of each other like fucking crabs, right? And it's like, and they got so ridiculous that they actually undercut the actual cause. And which leads me to believe that none of this is actually about caring about LGBT people, caring about black people, caring about minorities. None of this is about that. This is about their own vanity. It's their own vanity, their own like, I'm such a good person, holier than thou attitude. That's all that this is. And they fucked everything up for themselves. This isn't about being tolerant. This isn't about being a nice person. This is about being seen that way so that they can feel better about themselves. That's what all of this is about. That's the origin of all of this. And the internet amplified it because now instead of just having the people in real life, now they're doing fucking global PvP on global servers against everybody. It's no longer like your locals, like they're fighting you out in their own like local arcades. This is online now. This is online ladders. And so they have to take it all the way up to 11.
They are now identified as transgender female.
So tomorrow, if I decide that I'm a woman, well, I'm now identifying as a woman so I can compete with women. And this is the person running for governor of California.
Out of interest, why do you think we separate the sexes?
Maybe later, Coco. I do want to play.
Because of biology. She has to concede this.
Well, because they do come with different attributes in terms of physicality. And
so you accept that we separate the sexes because men have a physical advantage over women?
I know about an advantage in some sports, yes. In other sports, maybe not.
Can you think of a single sport in the Olympics where men would not have an advantage over women, with the exception potentially of archery?
You know, I think you can see...
Actually, do they even split archery and shooting? Do they split those with men and women? Do they, chat? They still split them? Yeah, they do. They do actually split it, yeah.
Female athletes,
yeah.
where particularly in track and field.
California has been in control by, thank you, Sirius, by the way. California has been in control by 4 political families, Newsom, Brown, Pelosi, and Getty, and they've been in control for over 80 years.
Where
fucking hell.
Actually, of archery.
You know, I think you can see female athletes where, particularly in track and field, where...
You know what they could do if they really wanted to do, actually... Yeah, you know what they totally could do? Actually, fuck it. It's too complicated.
Agility is
What?
probably...
This is shocking because track and field is one of the sports that we see
The
the biological differences most clearly.
Hang on, are you suggesting that women... So hang on. You think that women could compete against men in track and field?
These people have been watching too many fucking movies with like these girl bosses that they run faster than the men, and then they're so fucking agile that they could be like fucking Spider-Man, jumping around an enemy like they're fucking Genji or something, like around the person.
Like in 100 meters, 200 meters, 10,000 meters, do you?
Yeah, like Yoda. Yeah, like they're fucking Yoda
perhaps,
or something.
You know, I'm not a sports expert.
It's very unwise to come on Piers Morgan and talk about this topic if you don't even have a rudimentary understanding of biological reality.
Yep.
Have you seen the times that women and men record in the Olympics for all track and field events?
In a lot of these events, by the way, the best women can't even compete against like top 100 men. Like the literal like top women can't even compete. Like the top women's teams get fucking bodied regularly by high school boys teams. It's actually crazy.
You watch Usain Bolt when he smashed the world record for the 100 meters?
Yes.
So you
And
think
women are
women
also
could run
taught
against
to-
Usain Bolt, for example, at his peak, and that would be fair?
Dude,
I
I'm
think
starting to
that-
think they should actually do like I should actually do the videos because they should do like the competitive dishwashing and the competitive sweeping, then women can win.
Look, I'm just going to say this.
Like those AI videos, man.
There's a lot of misinformation about the ability of transgender athletes.
That wasn't my question.
No, but there are sports that women excel in, and they're usually ones that are kind of more artistic, like rhythmic gymnastics and like certain gymnastics arts, things like figure skating. Women could do curling too because curling doesn't require that much like physical force. Things that are like more about like either performance or strategy, like women could do okay in those. Even like strategy is kind of rough as well because men are like way more logical in general. So it's kind of like there's again, and the thing is a lot of people will bring it up that women can beat men and stuff. They can, but there's like the overlap in like which women beat men and stuff is like not that big. Like again, we use like the outliers. They do this all the time. They'll use an outlier in order to prove in order to prove that women are as effective as men and stuff. They'll use like a complete outlier case. Well, what about that one case? Yeah, well, what about the average? The average is what we care about in this whole thing.
My question was, you've got the Olympics coming to your state.
Yes.
You want to be the California governor. I am actually a resident in California, in Los Angeles. I'm very curious about your response to how you would want the Olympics to be conducted, which would be fair and equitable for women. But it seems to me like you would like to remove any...
I guarantee you, though, if you had a sport for taking care of babies, that fucking women would absolutely dominate men. It wouldn't even be close. Men wouldn't know what the fuck that they're doing.
Any sexual differentiation between the Olympic sports and let them all compete. It would be gender neutral, would it, if you were governor?
Well,
That's true. Women do outclass men in crashing cars. That's true. So true.
To be sure that everyone has the ability to compete.
Ironically, you're making it more difficult for fair competitions to actually occur.
Right, but
And
would you have a
getting
gender neutral Olympics where you would have you wouldn't have male and female sport then? You just have one that everyone could join in.
Or in
Well, I don't think we're gonna
wait,
get
are
that.
women better than men at multitasking? Oh fuck, they were right about me then. Holy shit. I suck at that, Bran. I suck at multitasking. Prove it then, dude. I'm so bad. I'm so bad at multitasking.
Tomorrow,
It's unreal.
but I think it's a conversation worth having.
That is her goal. She says it right here.
But you've
So-
already said that you understand the reason they separate the sexes is that men have a physical advantage over women. That is why we
And-
separate the sexes in the Olympics.
In some sports, I believe so.
Tell me a
Actually, there is one thing, apparently. Apparently, women have better object recognition, apparently. I heard that was a thing. Yapping skills? I don't think so, actually. I don't think women actually necessarily have better yapping skills, but apparently, like, women are better at picking out small details in, like, amongst the backdrop, which is, like, makes sense because, I think the explanation for it was that, back in the days, the best women were able to pick out, like, fucking berries and shit. Like in the forest, because men would hunt shit, and then men would like hunt like fucking animals and shit like that, and women were good at like finding stuff, basically like mushrooms. Yeah, that one I'm really good at. I'm really good at finding mushrooms. I'm a fucking mushroom hunting legend.
sport where it would have no impact.
I do believe that women are equipped to break records in track and field,
Yes, women will be
What
able
the
to break
fuck?
records set by women.
and some
Tell
other
me one
sports as
track
well.
Yeah.
and field event where a woman would beat a man in the Olympics.
Well, if
In fact, let me make
There
it
is a
easier. Tell me a single track and field event in the Olympics where a woman would qualify for any of the finals?
Holy shit, qualify.
Well, I would think that in
If you're gonna make a statement like this, listen, if you're gonna be running for office and you're gonna make a fucking bold statement like this, you better have the fucking knowledge to back it up. If you're gonna go, how do you go on a TV show like this? Dude, it's like the media, the left media is just so fucking like tutorial baby mode, that unlosable baby mode, that these people, they go on a show like Piers Morgan to like give a point, and they don't even fucking know like how they does not have like papers in front of them, or like, they didn't like do any research ahead of time so they can know how to counter any of these arguments. Like, what is happening? Like, how is this possible? You know? Thank you, Deathside. Thank you so much for the prime. Thank you, and thank you, Razornate, for the bits. Thank you. How do you do this? I don't understand. Like, how is this possible? Doomslayer, thank you so much again for the sub. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much, Doom. Yeah, I don't know why it just came up in my thing. Thank you.
some of the in the short course track events.
And this is interesting because she's kind of exposing her own position by admitting that, well, if it was longer running, then yes, the men would be able to overtake them. But if it's just really fast, short sprints, they could probably do it.
Potentially.
What do you mean? Like how long?
It's not going to be the long races.
And why not the longer?
So like by her saying that, she already undercuts her own point. She literally fucking destroyed her own argument by saying that.
Races, because the biological
because what are you gonna say then? Like, what's the rules? Is the rules gonna say, yeah, trans women can compete in women's sports in the Olympics, but only for sprint tracks? Is that what they're gonna say? Is that what she's trying to say? Because we know that's not what she's saying.
Become apparent.
But the shorter races,
what 100 meters, 200 meters?
Could be 100 meter, sure.
And this logically makes no sense. If men would have an advantage over 100 meters, they would have an advantage under 100 meters. I have this new sponsor that I'm genuinely really excited about, Bearskin Tactical.
Bearskin
Smart
Tactical.
people are locking in their winter gear right now while it's on sale. Bearskin is running a 60% off deal right now, but only if you get your hoodie early, which is the hoodie I'm wearing right now. This hoodie is built like a tank. 340 GSM micro fleece, 10 pockets with a clean, rugged fit that looks awesome. Zips right into the heavy storm rain jacket to become 100% waterproof when you need it. So when it turns cold, wet, and windy, you're not scrambling last minute. You'll get free U.S. shipping, fast delivery, and you've locked in your winter gear already. It's a win-win. Do yourself a favor.
Those little patch things are kind of awesome because then you could kind of customize it like every day, you know?
The word Warren to 36912.
Thank you so much. Thank you for the bits.
Men
have a large advantage in swimming because of natural rudder.
To 36912.
That's so stupid.
You'll get a link sent straight to your phone so you can check it out later if you're busy right now. When you buy Bearskin, you are supporting the fallen outdoors and the Hope for the Warriors Veterans programs. So you're not just buying cool gear, but you're also backing a cause that's important. Don't wait till you're freezing to realize your hoodie sucks. Get a Bearskin now while it's 60% off. Text Warren to 36912.
You think, I'm sorry to Betty, but given that obviously I got you on because Katie Porter wouldn't answer questions.
Katie Porter wouldn't come on the show and talk to Piers, so he brings on what it looks like one of her competitors who's trying to run for the same position. She saw an opportunity, but it was a...
You know, the funny thing is, though, is like when you actually look at a dude and you look at a girl, you might not even be able to see the fucking physical difference. Like, I'll tell you a personal story. So one time, me and my mom were trying to move a couch, and we had a bunch of our friends over. So we're trying to move this couch, and me and my mom were like, my mom got like these straps, and we were like, oh God, this couch is so heavy. And me and my mom were like struggling to move this couch. There's two of us, right? And then my friend, who's a dude, he's like really scrawny. Like he's really like kind of thin for like a dude, right? And he goes, you guys need to move that? And I was like, no, it's okay. We got this. And he's like, no, really, you need to move that? And I'm like, yeah. It's really heavy though. And he fucking just picks up the whole thing and moves it. And I was like, what? And it was like that day I realized that men were fucking OP when it came to physical shit. Because I was like, dude, there's no way. Dude, this dude's arms are not even thicker than mine. There's no fucking way. And like, he still did it. And like, more than me and my mom. I was like, what the fuck? Yeah.
Mistake.
I realized that day that men were OP at physical shit.
A weak, self-destructive candidate, unfit to lead California. The stakes are too high for her to stay in this race. It's time for her to drop out of the race.
I just believe that her temperament and frankly, just not being responsive to the reporter was just not cutting it.
But this goes so badly, I think this just ended any chance she had.
You genuinely think that we should have a gender-neutral 100 meters in the Olympics when it comes to California?
What I am saying is, I don't know that we know fully.
We know enough.
Well, we do know fully.
We
because
do know,
that
yeah.
Women's 100-meter records compared to men's show that men are much, much faster over 100 meters than women. That's why.
Yeah, and again, like Olympics is like the pinnacle, right? And we have a lot of data when it comes to Olympics, like just over time. So there's no way it's not real.
Separate the sexes. Same with 200 meters, same with 400 meters, same with 5,000 meters, same with 800 meters, same with 10,000 meters. That is why we separate the
Thank
sexes.
you, Psycho Milkman.
If
Thank
you
you
had men and women competing in the same Olympic track and field events, women would never win a medal again.
They would never would. It would be like the entire and the thing is, the funny thing is you see this in like real time. Like I don't even have to like speculate. Like we have seen, especially coming out of high schools, where just like high school teams that have one, and in a lot of cases more, trans people, male to female trans, they just dominate. Like they dominate so fucking hard, like every time. And then people will say like, oh, but what if they're just really good? It's like, well, when they competed with men, they like didn't even place. They didn't even come close to placing. And then now that they switched, and now that they're playing on the women's thing, they're just first place all the time. How's that happen? You're telling me you're telling me that's like a coincidence? It's not happening. I seen a video the other day where with volleyball. I don't know how true this is. Again, I was scrolling and I saw this video. I saw a volleyball video where like the girls team of like a high school volleyball team was like all trans people. It was like a group of trans people, and then all of the biological women were fucking benched. They were like watching benched. Yeah. Because of course you would, if you want to win, right? If you want to win, then why wouldn't you, right? Like, of course you would use like the fucking overpowered team, right? This is what I mean, by the way, by imposition. The reason it's an imposition is because now women will never ever be able to play. If you actually wanted to win. And I know human nature, and I know human nature is gonna lead people to doing whatever it takes to win. Even if that involves cheating. Yeah, that's the meta. Exactly, the trans athlete meta. The overpowered meta. Yeah, exactly.
Do you not know that?
Well, let me just say this. I think we can all agree that we want people to have equal opportunity to participate. I don't know that we know, frankly, just with transgender people.
What I gotta say is, if you really want to participate in sports and like you're trans, just play a sport that doesn't have anything to do with strength and nobody cares, like chess or esports or something. Don't pick like the most fucking strength-based shit. That's all I'm saying. Is you're imposing on society.
Participating in athletics.
Isn't chess gendered? I don't know. I don't think it is. Is chess gendered? I don't think chess is. Chess is gendered? Is it really? Well, shit. I don't know then. Esports, I guess. Esports doesn't have men and women leagues only. You could do esports. And there it is. Esports.
Really how they would fare.
We have been running this experiment. We do have results that we can look at. personally have had students who have been in this situation where they're competing with biological males. I had a student break her leg, and one of her teammates was injured playing against the same male player in field hockey in the same game. He injured 2 girls.
I don't think we know enough.
You don't think we know enough about the relative physiology of men and women to work out whether they should compete separately? Would you like boxing to be gender
Have you seen a female League of Legends esports thing? I've seen that, yeah.
neutral in the Olympics?
No, of course not.
Thank you for being
Why
the
not?
Gabagool. Thank you.
Well, because I don't like boxing.
Well, I'm not a boxing fan, and I'm not a particular big fan of the sport.
Okay,
It
well, who
is,
cares?
High potential for injury and harm.
What does that
Oh,
have
so
to do?
in boxing there's a potential for harm.
Yeah,
what
why
about
is there?
field hockey? The logic would be the same.
Really? So how did you feel about Imam Khalif, the Algerian boxer, competing in the Paris Olympics when Imam Khalif had failed?
I actually don't know the story. I've heard a lot of conflicting stories about Imam Khalif. I don't really know the actual story. I don't know what actually happened there.
For the world, or had been disqualified from the World Championships the year before for testing positive for male chromosomes.
I don't know much
But honestly, I still think it should apply in the same way. Yeah.
about boxing, Piers. I'm sorry. I don't have a view about it.
Okay. Betty Yee, thank you very much indeed for joining me. I appreciate it.
Pierce even acknowledges how badly this went and how I don't see how anyone could vote for her after this.
I've got a feeling when Betty Yee sees the reaction to what she has said about the Olympics coming to California and how she would like it to be gender neutral, particularly in the 100 meters, the ridicule that is going to fall on her
That's
head
fucking crazy.
is going to be such that I suspect her position as a candidate will become untenable pretty quickly.
1776 will commence again if you try to take our firearms.